Would the finals opposing LeBron James and the Cavs in 2018 to the Golden State Warriors had went different, had it not been for that J.R. Smith mistake at the end of the game? So the reason why we're doing this video is because I was checking out, doing some research, trying to find out something to talk about, right? And I came across this clip from the podcast called Run Your Race that's on Tidal Basketball, which had Jordan Bell on. Jordan Bell, for those of you who don't remember, he was a part of, I'm not going to say part of the dynasty, but he was one of the teammates that was on the Golden State Warriors and that went on to win several championships with Kevin Durant, right? And he reflected on that, and he had some pretty interesting to say about the potential outcome of the series that LeBron James been able to pull off that game when he had 50 in game one. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the clip, and then we're going to come back and react to it. But before I play the clip, please like the video and subscribe to the channel.
That 2018 Bron that y'all win again?
Hey, I always say
oh my God,
if they win game one, if that JR situation
don't
happen,
mess,
that's a whole different series.
That's a whole different series.
That's a whole different series. Completely.
Man.
Completely. I think them losing and getting, I think Bron dropped, I want to say like
he was 50.
It dropped 50 on us.
It killed him.
It killed him. How do you not win and you have 50?
It killed him. And
to me, it was like, I always watch the clip. I'm a Bron fan. I've always been a Warrior fan. So like, the whole playoff, I always watched all those videos. I remember this video, Bron was like, yo, that mentally messed them up when they was that.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, that mentally messed you and your whole team up.
They were done.
You dropped 50,
because
still, what else can you do?
Can't do no more.
What else can you do? What else can you do? You know what I'm saying? Triple up with 50. What else can you do? It's over, yeah. And so when he did that, I was like, all right, cool. Like,
we
got a time. It was like,
we all right now.
We just can't let Bron go for 50. All right, let's just
for sure.
But he still was.
He still was iron you. Bron still did Bron, for sure. But it was like, we got your best shot. We took your best hit, your best hook, whatever it might be, and we survived. Like,
All right, so there you have it. So it's a lot to unpack, in my opinion. First of all, 2018 Bron was the best version of LeBron James offensively that I've ever seen. That guy was insane when it comes to scoring, passing, IQ, having enough experience for him to be the genius mastermind that he is on the court and understanding, calling out plays and everything. I believe that was the apex that we've seen from LeBron James offensively. Plus, he just felt like he had that swag about him. Plus, the fact that Kyrie just left him. He was in a position in which maybe in prior years, since he had more help, he would have had to do that, but he didn't. But in 2018, given the talent that he had around him, or the lack of talent that he had around him, he had to tap into playoff mode the whole time. And this was amazing. I remember a few moments in the playoffs against Indiana with the game winners, calling glass falling out of bounds. That was crazy. What he did to Toronto, what he did to Boston. Like, yeah, that run individually was the greatest run I've ever seen in the playoffs, in my opinion, individually, until the finals. I did not get to see, Jordan, Kareem, and these guys, so I can't really compare. But from the basketball that I've seen, that's the best run I've seen in the playoffs so far. But he still came up short because obviously he was going against the juggernaut. In my opinion, the top three team, if not more, of all time in the Golden State Warriors were clicking on all cylinders that year. They only struggled against the Rockets. And when we say struggle, it was like they lost 2 games. But that's it. Like, these Warriors were just amazing. They had Steph, obviously, who was putting up 26, 5, and 6 on 49% from shooting from the floor, 42% from 3. KD, 26, 7, and 5 on the 52% shooting, 42% from the 3. And Clay was putting 24 and 2 on 44% from 3. Draymond Green was putting 11, 8, and 7. All 4 made All-Stars. They still had Iggy. Like, it was just too much talent. Like, just think about the fact that the big 3, the worst shooter, technically, when it comes to percentage, was KD with 42.1% or something for the year. There are 3 guys shooting over 42% from 3, and they were all volume shooters from there. Like, they were just amazing chemistry. They seemed happy. Like, yeah, that was just a lot. So, and you look on LeBron James' side, even after the trades in which LeBron James came out and said, we have a squad now. I don't know why he would say that, but yeah, the second best player was Kevin Love, who was averaging 18 and 9. 42% from three. That's solid. But think about all of the champions that we've had recently. And I don't think there's a single one championship, unless we take the one from Dirk in 2011. But the league was more defensive minded than it is right now. But I don't think there's a single champion who's had the second best player that wasn't putting up 20. I don't think there's a single team that actually went to the finals under those circumstances. So that show you the level of carrying that LeBron James had to do. That was, in my opinion, the last version of LeBron James that we've seen that could just pretty much pick any teammate and go to the finals just off the greatness. So now, when we reflect on that series, would the outcome had been different had LeBron James been able to pull off that game one? He had 51, 8, and 8. It was amazing. He didn't score in OT. But yeah, in regulation, it was just hot from three. He was taking it to the rim and everything. So yeah, he deserved that win. It felt that way, but they came up short. Obviously, I remember last play, 4 seconds left on the clock. He's at the top of the key. He has Stephen Curry guarding him. And a lot of people said he should have taken the shot. I'm one of those too. But I'm not mad at that play that he made because passing to George Hill, who was breaking free for a layup, got fouled. The pass, first of all, was perfect. He was in the pocket. All he had to do was put it up. So Clay hacked him, sent him to the free throw line. He sent an 80% shooter to the line in George Hill. Hit the freaking free throws, bro. 1 for 2. Obviously, could have went 0 for 2 and they lost the game that way. But you got to make the free throws as an 80% shooter from the free throw line. It's not like he passed it to Tristan Thompson. He passed it to a reliable free throw shooter. He missed, and then we all know what happened with J.R. Smith, who I still don't know what went into his mind, right? But even at the Cavs won, they still lose. Like, the gap in talent was just way too big. Because if you look at the series, all of the three real superstars, meaning LeBron, Steph, and KD, they all played great all throughout the series, but they had that one game in which they were just unfuckwittable. And the only one that didn't win that game was LeBron James, just because when Steph had a great game, I believe it was game 2, he was wilding out with the threes in game 2. But obviously, he still has KD on the side doing his thing. He still has Clay on the side doing his thing, and Draymond. So that's enough on top of his performance to propel them to victories pretty much no matter what. Then KD in game 3, that's one of the best games I've ever seen KD play. It's up there with what he had to do when against the Bucks when James Harden and Kyrie were hurt. Like, it's up there what he was doing in game 3, right? And obviously, he still has some competent teammates around him. So even if LeBron James kind of offsets him, the Warriors were good enough to win the game still. And that LeBron didn't have that in game 1. He didn't have enough support around that 51 to propel them to victory. So it would have taken at least 2 or 3 other performances of that caliber for the Cavs to actually win the series. Now, obviously, they wouldn't have gotten swept. Maybe they steal a game in Cleveland, and now we're looking at the 6-game series, which is way more honorable for LeBron James. You can't say he got swept in the finals twice or whatever, all that good stuff. But they still lose. I don't think there's a word in which the Cavs, this version of the Cleveland Cavaliers, overtake the Golden State Warriors barring a big injury. It just wouldn't happen. If you think about it, the Cleveland from the year before were much better and had Kyrie, who pretty much steamrolled through the playoffs in the East. Did they even lose a game? I don't think they lost a game, if I recall correctly, with Kyrie on the way to the finals. They almost got swept. It took for them to break an all-time record, franchise record for three-pointers made for them to get a W on these Warriors. So if you believe that 2018 version of the Cavs with Kevin Love and Kyle Korver and J.R. Smith, Larry Nance Jr. was about to beat these Warriors, you're just mistaken. So anyways, we're going to cut the video right here. If you made it this far, I appreciate you guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. But more importantly, get in that comment section and get that conversation going. Do you believe that we're looking at a different outcome if the Cavs are able to win game 1? And yeah, it's been your boy. See you guys later. Peace.